Okay, I'm excuse the setting, but this is how I stretch my watercolor paper. I'm a big believer in stretching because I hate to work on the hills and the valleys, and I really prefer to have a nice flat surface. And when it's all done, you're not having to mess around with ironing or anything else, which never gets it 100%. But if you do this, you do get 100%. You get nice and flat. It'll fit into a mat and into a frame and look good. Otherwise, you're going to have curly edges along the side of the mat, and it always looks amateurish. So here's what I do. I'm going to stretch you're going to see me stretch a full piece of, a full size sheet. I just use regular 3/4 plywood. I know lots of people use other things, and that's fine. But I really like the plywood. It's a good alternative. I've had these boards for a long time. I keep 6 boards. I've got 4 half sheets, and one that's about a 3/4 sheet, and then this one is 4 full sheets. So it's very simple. I take my watercolor paper, I put some water in the bathtub, and I immerse my piece of paper in there. And some people say, which I don't get, they say, "Oh, you got to go 10 minutes." I actually sit here and typically count out 45 seconds, and that's all I really need. And I find that it's stretching just fine, and it works extremely well. So you don't have to get your paper ridiculously soaking wet. I wet this down just because somewhere, when I was learning how to do this, I saw a video where a guy did it. Must be a reason. Whatever it is, must be a good reason. I don't know what it is, but it's what I do. So that's been in there for about 20 seconds. I'm going to count my head another 25 or 30. And that should do it. So there is a right side to watercolor paper. And you can tell by the watermelon. And I use arches. I find it's a good, strong, durable paper. It gives me great finishes. Waterford, I've played with a little bit. I do like it. The way to tell, of course, if it's right side up is by the watermark. If it's reading right side up, then you know you've got the right side. You should just get some board. What's the deal? I think I've got the 3/4 size paper here. You'll have to work. Yeah, the board is a touch larger. So with the wet cloth, we just squeeze some of the bubbles out. It's going to bubble, so don't get panicky about that. But I find that if I really go at it, I end up with marks on the paper that I have to contend with later. So I just do it lightly, get that out of there. And then what I use is this called butcher tape. You can buy it at any art store. Tell them you want it to stretching watercolor board paper, and it's just this brown sticky one-sided tape. So I always wait, don't get this wet, because if you get wet in there, the glue unleashes and you have an awful mess trying to get it to work. So I just stick my thing in there. Hopefully, this board is a little small. And all I do is I stick it down. That's not going to stick. It's going over the edges like it shouldn't go, but it was on the side. First, I do have a full-size one in the back. Reminds me of it. Just put your tape, pulls it down on its own. It does lift. Some people say they just use it, not staples, but I find that it does lift. So I need to take the edges down. This is breadboard. Don't buy a cheap little, you know, the ones that you might use for quilting or whatever. You gotta get a good one. So, oops, must say, second, right back. Paper has a bit of a flaw in it. It's got some kind of a mark in here. Hope that doesn't give me problems. Yeah, so there are four sides here. So if you look at that, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it does have bubbles. And when you first do this, it causes a little panic because you think you must have done something wrong, but you haven't. It just does that. And watercolor paper is going to buckle like that when you paint on it too, if you get it soaking wet. And that's okay. You can dry it. You let it sit on its own or get out the hand dryer and dry it, and it's going to come up perfectly flat. So you're always going to have a nice surface to paint on. And not be messing with like I say, the hills and the valleys and paint running down into the bottoms and leaving bare spots at the top, etc. So anyway, there's how to stretch a piece of watercolor paper. I'll set this aside now and leave it on the flat, and I'll let it sit for usually within 6 to 8 hours. It's dry, and if I'm really in a big hurry, I can get out the hair dryer and do that. But I just leave it sit usually overnight, and then next day I'm ready to paint. And I'll stretch 6 of them at once so that I've got them ready to go. And because it's kind of a pain to do this, so you just get them all done, and you got 6 paintings ready to go. It's worth doing. I commend it highly, and all the best.